Oh, yeah. See, we plan ahead. That way we don't do anything right now. Earl, explain it to me.
What's
Well, speaking of 90s.
Yeah.
Speaking of 90s, Rob Liefeld and Marvel are fighting again.
Round 4.
Round 4. There will be no image creation this time. So what is this about? There is a big news headline. This is worth mentioning. This is worth mentioning for a couple reasons, but maybe not for what you think. Rob Liefeld is upset because for a very long time, he has been trying to get creative credit for Deadpool. He's one of the co-creators for Deadpool. And as you guys have seen, Marvel very rarely puts so-and-so created by, unless it was by Stan Lee. It's usually from or created by Marvel Comics or characters created by Marvel Comics. You'd see shit like that. DC does it too. So this is not just on Marvel. DC does this a lot. But he's put proof online saying, look, I have tried the correct path for years and years to get my name credited for this. And Marvel does not credit their artists.
Neither does DC.
Yep. And the final straw, this most recently was he was not invited to the after party for Deadpool and Wolverine. He and his family were omitted from the guest list, and he feels slighted. So he's decided once again to no longer work with Marvel.
It's like that not extra scene. It was like that Stan Lee scene. I think it was in a Fantastic Four film where he's like, "Well, the guy was black. He was like, what's your name?" And then Stan Lee says, "Well, I'm Stan Lee," and the black guy goes, "Yeah, right, you are. Yeah, let's go." Stan Lee, I created this, and it's like this guy goes up. It's like Rob Liefeld, and the guy's like, "Yeah, sure you are, buddy." And it's like, dude, I helped create Deadpool. Yeah. Stan Lee thought he could try that on me once, and they could turn that into a scene. But my good man and the other fine fellow who helped you create the character of Deadpool, if you can do it once, try again. And this time, keep a hold of your damn creation and don't rely on a big guy. And don't release comics late. That gives you a very bad reputation.
Well said.
Well, Rob's reputation or bad reputation also comes from the fact that he's known to be very self-involved to fans and Marvel and Image and DC as well. So here's the rub. By not being invited, that could have been a personal issue. Like, I don't know. I'm speculating. That could have been a personal issue with Marvel and not liking Rob. It could have just been shitty on them. I don't know. Because here's Gail Simone not understanding. She's like, I was invited to that, and I was treated very well. And she's never had a problem working with Marvel and Fox or Disney, anything like that. And I get that because Gail has a much better reputation in the industry, and she has a lot more followers that spend a lot more money. She sells a lot more books right now. So that could also be why she was invited. But and I'm sorry, and also Ryan Reynolds absolutely loves Gail. Rob Liefeld created Deadpool. He drew him. He designed him. He did not make Deadpool who he was or who he is now. People like Gail Simone created Deadpool's personality, the red scooter, the multiple personalities, the really funny shit. None of that was from X-Force. None of it. So Rob cannot claim that. I'm sorry. Other artists need to be recognized for that. But it also checks out in the sense, where is my other? Really? All my stuff got Oh, I'm missing slides.
Left it at the glory hole again?
Yes, I did. That's the second slide. I'm
Slide.
missing.
This is why, folks, you write everything down, you do timestamps, and you can tell the slideshows to slide these nuts. Mhm.
To the glory hole of Cap.
Minute
Oh, my.
57, 20 seconds, Kevin Glory Hole.
And that way you can take those timestamps, put a nice intro and outro, and make each timestamp into a video, creating a perpetual cycle where you'll never run out of things to talk about. It's very effective.
I need to remember that as I get older and all the brain injuries I suffer. Anyway, I'll just put something on repeat and pretend I've been watching it or haven't seen it before.
Wait,
Hmm.
Kevin has a brain?
Yep.
Shit.
Used
to.
I know it's terrifying when an
That's
American
news.
can think.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So another Marvel creator who's been heavily shit on, Bo DeMeo, had commented, "This checks. This is exactly the kind of treatment that I'd received." Bo actually received probably worse treatment working with X-Men. From what he'd said, like racist shit being talked in the writer's room.
Where's my whip?
Yeah, there's that. Like someone told him, like a white guy told him, someone needs to crack the whip around here. Like, dude, phrasing, for fuck's sake. Like,
Well, you say phrasing around me, and well, this spear exists for a reason. My good man.
like who the fuck says that in general? Like, that's a horrible thing to fucking say. And who says that to a black dude? That's even worse.
Someone with a good pairs, probably a tranny who said that. Yeah.
Somebody that's not expecting to get the fuck knocked out of them, I assure you. Or somebody that's never gotten the shit knocked out of them before.
Mm-hmm.
But really, like, the disparaging remarks that got thrown at DeMeo, the insults, the gaslighting, straight up gaslighting. They hired detectives to like scour everything on him. Like anything that he mentioned about the X-Men show, they dinged him on it. And when they fired him, they said it was for egregious behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hear shit like that, and we'd even said it on some of our first episodes, oh shit, he must have done something really bad. They said egregious. Whew. But a year goes by, and what happened? Nothing. Just like he said, nothing. No truth has ever come out. No victims have ever come forward. No one's ever tried to make their 15 minutes of fame trying to fucking blackmail him or anything. It's just Marvel trying to screw over somebody that they have to pay.
Yep. Well, they also had him sign a non-disclosure agreement,
Yep.
so he's limited to what he can even say anyway.
That's true
It's
too.
it's very interesting because I know a fellow creator, and I think Jeff knows who I'm referring to, who's had a good talk with Bo DeMeo on more than one occasion. He is quite active on social media, Bo, especially when it comes to certain pictures. I know a creator or two who got a bit uncomfortable seeing those, but it just goes to show that if you do not quack like a duck or flap like a duck, like the entertainment establishment wants you to, you're thrown under the bus. It doesn't matter if you're a straight white male who happens to be a racist or sexist, or a queer black man who's just trying to release a creative outlet. If you don't fit the party line, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And they belittled him for trying to remain true to the comics. He's like, no, that's not how it happened in the story. They're like, you need to let go of that comic book collector, like, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. He knows what people want. He's one of those people that went out and talked to fans, interacted with fans, said, "You remember when this happened?" And if he got a huge reaction, that would be the way to go. And so, yeah, I don't know what happened.
Gatekeeping.
I support gatekeeping.
Yep.
Don't put a gender in this project, says Bo DeMeo. Disney responds, "We will. Also, you're a sex offender. Go away." Like, oh my God. That is the mindset, though. If you don't, we saw this with Gina Carano. Gina Carano makes a statement. Disney's like, "You're evil. Go away." And they threw her under the bus.
Beep, pop, boop. Take that to the bank.
Yep.
And it caused an entire change in the Mandalorian storyline, which was the straw that broke the camel's back for any chance of Star Wars television resonating in live action.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen anything from it that I've enjoyed. I mean, other than the pilot episode to Mandalorian. But like I haven't watched Mandalorian itself. I watched what did we watch? Acolyte and Skeleton Crew.
How are you still alive?
It was tough.
Oh, we hated Acolyte.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did not enjoy Acolyte whatsoever. Skeleton Crew was okay. It had Nick Frost in it, and I was like, all right, that's fun.
It was a kid's show.
It was a kid's show with the pirate droid, and I liked it.
Yep.
A lot of people did, actually.
Was it Star Wars? No, not really, but it was still fun.
It was to kids, just like Andor was seen as a great show released at the worst possible time, and I'm just waiting. When is this actually going to be entertaining? Oh, I got to wait halfway through the damn season just for things to ramp up. My goodness.
That is the problem with Andor, is the pacing issues. I made it through and I really enjoyed it, but I fully admit, like, it had some serious pacing issues, and Diego Luna is not the best leading actor for the show.
Where are the scenes between clones and Confederate holdouts? Get some action and adventure that the Empire had to spend literal years putting down separatist uprisings and that sort of thing, and how that, combined with growing dissatisfaction in the Imperial Senate, eventually led to the rebellion developing and growing. A lot of material there, but they just piss all over it.
It's in the animated shows. Animated shows were way better.
The Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked.
Man.
What was it? The CGI one. Clone Wars. Clone Wars was really good.
Clone Wars was good. And then, crap. What was the other ones I've watched?
Rebels?
Almost. Rebels. That was really good. That had a lot of background to it.
Is that the one that had Freddie Prinze in it?
Yes. Star Wars Rebels was the first Disney Star Wars project.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
And it really reduced the budget, and that combined with different, CGI, combined with the fact that they canceled one of Disney's earliest acts was canceling the Clone Wars series, which really was a kick in the nuts. That and exterminating most of the lore. Then Rebels put salt in the wound. Then the sequel trilogy really ham-fisted the destruction.
That was the amputation of the
Yeah.
franchise.
They're like, well, we hoped you guys enjoyed all that shit, because now we're going to kill all those characters.
Now it's
And
fucking
then as
over.
a result of that failure, they brought back the Clone Wars to try and salvage things.
Yep.
Then the Bad Batch was its successor from that.
Good. I liked the Bad Batch.
And then that's when we started getting these Star Wars TV shows to make up for the damn fact that not every, but almost every Disney Star Wars film has been The best one I say to this day was The Force Awakens. Of course, Rogue One was a perfectly fine Star Wars story, but people mostly remember the last main scene, but definitely the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I love my old Star Wars, but I take everything else that's new with a very, very tiny grain of salt. Like maybe it'll be good. Probably not, but we'll see.
What happened to the days when we would have, for the 80s guys, the Battle of Endor, for the 2000s guys, the Battle of Coruscant, and mix the best of both of those concepts in the here and now? And you'd think Disney would have the arsenal to make that possible, where all the factions come together against, oh, I don't know, the Yuzong Vong, which is probably the only thing that Disney hasn't shat all over because they don't really understand the concept. And when you don't understand the concept of something, how do you, well, for lack of a better term, fuck it up?
Did you all like this video? If you did, hey, do us a solid, hit the like button on the way on out, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can stay tuned to all of our video content down below. This is a clip from our live streams every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern, called Deadwire Live. We have a lot of other good stuff on our channel, so please come on over, check us out, and we'll see you around.